Yes. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Hi, everybody. I'm Phil the Issues Guy. Welcome back to my show. I am just here to babble for a little while this afternoon because, unfortunately, there will be no Walking Dead stream this evening. In fact, the Walking Dead streams are put on hiatus temporarily because my co-host, Joe Dirty Locks, is currently dealing with a health situation. He is 100% all right, but he's so sick of The Walking Dead, he just couldn't contain himself to do it. But no, seriously, everyone wish Joe some love. He'll talk about things when he comes back on the air, but he's gonna have to take a break. And honestly, without Joe, there's no point of doing the Walking Dead recaps. So I'm gonna be filling with some other content, bringing in some guest hosts, some friends of the show over the next couple weeks. Also, my life's going to be a little bit more hectic in the next couple of months, and I'll explain that a bit as well. But today, I'm just out here testing some bullshit out. I'm testing simulcasting onto YouTube and Twitch at the same time, just to kind of see how that fucking works. So, you guys are all part of some sick, twisted experiment that I'm putting you under my microscope and making you feel all awkward and stuff. Oh, yes. Bernie can be cantankerous Joe. No one can exactly be Joe. But he'll be fine, and he'll be back, and we'll talk about The Walking Dead probably more on as the season itself at the end, instead of doing week-to-week broadcasts about it, or every 2-week broadcast. We couldn't even make it. We couldn't make it. Joe's lying to me. He's holed up in his house. He doesn't want to do anything right now, just because it's the Walking Dead season and he wants to make sure he's out. But this will allow me to play some catch up on some stuff that I have to do. I will be talking about a couple of television things here today, a couple of Netflix things that I caught up on that I want to babble a little bit about that I enjoyed, or that may or may not be for everybody. And also, I need to cough. I do need to cough, so I don't know how to handle this situation. Usually, at least for half a second, someone else has to talk. But for right now, okay, I'm going to shut down the camera and then mute it so you guys don't have to hear this discussing this. Oh, yes, that feels much better. I am back. Maybe if I didn't tell you and I just did it, it wouldn't have been as obvious. As you guys can see here, I'm not prepared for, we see old chats from the other night and everything like that. I'm not prepared for this live stream. I just wanted to make sure I came out here today to get this in, to stick it in, to stick my voice in your ears in an uncomfortable fashion. Oh, yeah, there's my disgusting, awkward Sunday morning grossness that's sitting here in my chair going, oh, I'm here, I'm gross, haha. And I don't want to watch The Walking Dead tonight, so I'm streaming here. Motherfucking chat. But I'm not alone. Of course, I'm not alone. I have the motherfucking chat with me. It's great to see all of you awesome people that are popping on in this morning, this afternoon, whenever the hell this may be. We got Mike, we got Bubba, we got Apulio, we got Bernie, we got Fandom D Saint. We've got, yeah, Mike, I am. I did forget my water upstairs, which I might have to put on some water-getting music here in a second. Shields, welcome. And welcome everyone that's popping on in here that hasn't seen me as often. We've been back a little while. There's been a few podcasts that we've done, mostly on the walking disaster. No one wants to watch any of that. But, excuse me, I have to play quick music while I run and get water. This needs to happen. All of you guys are my shit buddies, so I could play that, but I don't know if that's long enough. Let's try it. You guys are my shit buddies. Let's try this. I'll be right back. Oh, no. Don't have to worry, get your shit buddy. Don't have to worry, get your shit buddy. Don't have to worry, get your shit buddy. Don't have to worry, get your shit buddy tonight. Did I make it? I might have made it. Let's see. Here we go. Yes, I'm back. Oh my goodness. I gotta pump the well. Okay, here we go. I had to go out and milk a sheep or cow or something like that. Where we go. Have you ever tried to milk a sheep? It's not fun. It doesn't really work. Yes, this is a random me stream. I'm not in top form today, but I am ready to babble a little bit and talk about a couple things that I've enjoyed. Things that I've enjoyed more than The Walking Dead. And I just realized, well, Joe is definitely on injured reserve for a little bit, and I realized that I don't want to come out here and talk about that every week by myself. I'd rather talk about random movies. I'd rather do a Nightmare on Elm Street ranking and talk about the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. I'm way out of shape after that run. I was going to do that for Halloween. Nightmare on Elm Street movies. That's what we're going to do right now. I'm going to talk about my favorite Nightmare on Elm Street movies. There we go. More items. All the Nightmare on Elm Street movies ranked. No, I don't want to see your stupid ranking. Fucking assholes. I want to do my ranking. Oh, holy shit. Okay, so I'm checking out a couple of other things randomly. I'm checking out the motherfucking chat on the combined chat. I have not... Oh, we get Devin in the live motherfucking chat. I haven't seen Devin in a while. Hopefully all is well. I have not watched Watchmen yet. Because I currently don't have an HBO subscription. I have to renew them shits. So I will catch up on that show and any of the other HBO stuff coming up soon. But I haven't watched any of it yet. And I must admit, I am a bit... I liked the movie and I've liked the graphic novel, but it's not one of those things I'm way into naturally. So, but I've heard the series is worth checking out. So I will check that out at some point. But great to see fucking Devin in the live motherfucking chat right now. Someone give Phil a password. Maybe. So yeah, I'm mainly out here, like I said, testing out some bullshit, testing out multi-streaming and seeing if this shit works. And it seems to work fine. So I don't really have anything to say, so fuck off. Yeah, that's it. I don't have anything to talk about. You know what I do have to talk about? I stupidly signed up to be into a play. That's right. Not that I'm stupid for it, but I did do it. And I auditioned and ended up getting the part. And for the next couple of months, I'm going to be doing theater, which is really pathetically ridiculous. But if anyone does live in the New England area, you can come and see me in a live theatrical atmosphere and see me either fail miserably in a Larry David like producer's Curb Your Enthusiasm way, or maybe make you laugh in person. So I'll talk more about that as time goes on, but the next few months I'm going to be doing some theater, and we'll see how that all goes. I'm sure you can't wait to hear more of that. I feel like if I babble about this shit so much, television, movies, I have to occasionally put myself out there to suck at something so someone else can go, ha ha, you suck. So, and you know who will be doing that? I'll be doing that. Or Joe will be in the first row throwing shit at me. But it should be fun. It should be fun. Oh my, got the live motherfucking chat on this random Sunday. Theater is fun. Oh, thank you. The penis, that's I am definitely doing a penis monologue. My mom made me clean my room. Yeah, Phil's in a play. I'm in a stupid fucking play. And whoa, is this some music playing? It's Emo's Rent Tonight. It's Emo's Rent Tonight. Fuck Sansa. Fuck Sansa. Fuck Sansa. Fuck Sansa. Hey, great to see so many folks popping on in here in a random occurrence. So yeah, I will keep some of you guys posted of that. Mainly some of the patrons I'll babble to you guys, release some quick silly videos like, hi, this is Phil. I'm from rehearsal and I'm doing some stupid shit. Hey, let me do stupid shit. I'm doing stupid shit. Ridiculous things like that. I am the penis in Dr. Enos the Penis. That's absolutely what's going to happen. Oh my goodness. It's good. I'm both Gilmore Girls in the play. That's moderately accurate. Mom made me come downstairs and clean the room. Okay. Let me see. I want to see all Nightmare on Elm Street movies. So at some point, I think it was Broke challenged me to rank my Nightmare on Elm Street movies. I know you wanted my dog dressed in a Homelander costume as well, but we can't quite do. I can't quite do that right now. I'm a little lazy. about running upstairs and doing that. I am so not prepared. I am playing Santa. Sit on my lap. The Orville returns pretty soon. The interesting thing about the Orville this season is it's going to just be released on Hulu. And I think it gets, I believe it comes back in the very beginning of the year. I'd have to check on that. I mean, what use am I if I can't answer simple fucking questions? But I do know that it's no longer on Fox. It's on Hulu, which should be is it Hulu or Hula? Is it like I don't know. I think that's the bigger question is how am I fucking up this pronunciation somehow? I think all else doesn't matter. Really, I should do it for you. I should be like, wait a second. When does the Orville appear? When does Orville return to television? Tell me, bastard. Orville release date, cast announcements, cast members naked. What? The Orville season 3 will be moving to Hulu. It's no longer a Fox original show. Okay, so good, but that doesn't tell me when. It's not clear when the Orville season 3 will premiere, particularly with the move to Hulu. Hulu. I don't know. The first season arrived in traditional September premiere, while season 2 has held for mid-season. Blah 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 blah. So it might fit the mid-season. So basically, this article doesn't know shit. What the fuck? You're making me fail on command, stupid article. Douchebag. That article's a douchebag. Hey, we got Checkmate in the Twitch stream live right now. Hey, what's up? Long time no see. It's Timothy Targaryen from YouTube. Oh, great to see. It's Hulu. Okay. Ooh, I'm going to say you. And thank you for popping on in here I never stream on Twitch, but why not multi-stream if I can do it and if it's smooth? Why not split my urine into two completely different directions? I could piss over so many more people if framed right, you know, which is the goal, obviously to piss on people. Oh my goodness, your preparedness is what made you such a shitty Boy Scout. I was an awful Boy Scout. I got kicked out. I'm freaking out, and it's funny that the play that I'm doing is all about a neurotic dude that's afraid to act. So I think that's why I got the part. I'm pretty sure the only reason I got cast, is because I went in there like, I suck. You don't want to cast me. I'm awful. You don't want to do this. Sorry. I know I don't want to waste your time or mine. I'm bad, you know, AC Slater bad, Zach Morris bad. You know, early 80s sitcom bad. So please ignore it. And then he saw that. He's like, oh, that'd be perfect for the production. You do that. I'm like, do what? Now I have to learn these lines and do this shit. It's going to be fun. And I'm going to have a great time. I'm just a fucking neurotic disaster sometimes. But it makes it fun. The Game of Thrones spinoff called The Blackwater Set in the Land of Your Thoughts. I hate watching everything at the moment a part of YouTube Court. Of course, just stop for a moment. If you haven't seen Mr. In Between, you shouldn't. Do I hate The Walking Dead? Lots of questions out there. Okay, I have not seen Mr. In Between. Do I hate The Walking Dead? I don't hate The Walking Dead. My problem with The Walking Dead is that I just aren't graduated high school. I'm just not interested in it enough to waste to watch it when it airs, take notes for it, stress out about that. Not that it's a big stress, like, oh, poor me, but it is like, it's like you're watching it, I'm like, rewind it. I have to rewind and watch what the fuck just happened, blah, and take notes and then come out here and try to say anything but the same old bullshit about the show because I'm not feeling it. Maybe I'm the problem. When everyone comes up to me and tells me I'm an asshole, which happens often, or when I'm driving and everyone's beeping at me, I'm like, fuck everybody. Fuck you. It's everyone's fault, not mine. It's nobody's fault but mine. it's me, something's wrong with me. The Walking Dead doesn't love me anymore and wants me to move out and wants me to go move in with my friend and sleep on his floor until I to scrape up enough pennies to afford my own place. That's what The Walking Dead wants to do to me right now. It's not that I don't love The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead doesn't love me anymore, and it loves some other people. It's okay. It's spreading its walking body all over people that are into this shit, and people are eating it up. I can show you. I can direct you guys to other people's channels if you want to sniff the farts of The Walking Dead right now. They're doing a lot of good people doing a lot of good things for a lot of good sycophants. It's happening, It's so there's places to go enjoy that kind of content. Right now, the only thing that makes talking about The Walking Dead interesting, I feel like I'm doing a state of the issues speech here. The only thing that's making The Walking Dead interesting to me right now is getting to hear how Joe insults it, is pretending to be okay with certain things to get Joe to go crazy and yell and scream at me and throw shit at the camera. And as of right now, since he is on hiatus, there's no reason to do it. There's no reason. I'm not forcing myself. Like tonight, I'm kind of tired. I'm not feeling 100% right now. I've got a little bit of crybaby-itis, but I'm a little sick too. And I wanted to make sure I came out here and babbled to you guys a little bit and had a stream this week. But do I want to stay up and watch The Walking Dead when I could watch random episodes of reruns of Bojack Horseman right now in preparation for the final part of the season, or a sports ball game that's on tonight? I'm not choosing to watch The Walking Dead. I'm making a choice. I was challenged. Do I have the caller right now? I was challenged last week by one of our longtime callers that said, "Are you just while you're watching it, you're torturing yourselves?" And I guess I am. The Walking Dead has left me. I'm not leaving The Walking Dead. Joe and I will still talk about this season at the end of the season. We'll catch up on it, watch it, and sprint it. I'm just so not feeling it, and I sense that every episode of this podcast will be me being like, yeah, and the cinematography in this, the scene was kind of okay, and yeah. Do you know what I would do? Do you know what I would do to make this fucking shit better? And I'd rather talk about some other shit. There's a lot of shit to talk about. I think that would be a good channel, Devin. I mean, essentially, that's where, not meaning to get too in there, but not meaning to stick it right in there. It's issues, I got fucking issues. I started this whole thing on a radio station to talk about my problems and make a captive audience have to listen that's stuck in their car or on campus or something. Deal with it. But yes, that is a very accurate way of describing my show. The byline of the issues program could be ADH Phil. I'd watch that. He's one dirty motherfucker. Dude, wicked. Fucking A, dude. I'm a motherfucker. Listen, dudes, you fucking working at this fucking podcast for fucking 47 years, drinking fucking Budweisers and smoking fucking Marlboros, fucking dudes. This is that's how my stepfather sounds. Dude, this is my fucking stepfather. Fucking douchey. It's fucking ridiculous, motherfuckers. I see Fury, thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. Have a great day, my friend. It's gonna suck. Oh my goodness. I hate watching at the moment, apart from YouTube, of course. House Targaryen is still alive. Oh, okay. How do I feel? It's okay, Phil. We all know that The Walking Dead is gutter trash. It's just tough. What's the topic at the moment? ADHD is the topic at the moment. My borderline and ADHD popping up. No. The topic at the moment was just me announcing that The Walking Dead won't be happening for the near future because Joe is on the injured reserve list because he's a little dirtier than his dirty locks can dictate right now, and he needs to rest himself back to good health in the clinic. So we'll talk more about that later when Joe comes back. But the actual topic for today is I don't know. I didn't really have a topic today. I'm slightly testing out a multi-stream thingy and felt like I'd come out here, so I'm just kind of babbling with the live motherfucking chat and going all over the place. I intended, I guess, to talk about Nightmare on Elm Street movies because I'm so topical with Halloween being over now. Am I a quandary since the end of Game of Thrones? Not so much, in the sense that it was definitely a television show I looked forward to. If you mean with like seeing great television or talking about TV, no. More like just waiting for that next thing to really push me and move me television-wise. When I started out this stupid bullshit, it was talking about Breaking Bad. And then it was talking about The Walking Dead, then talking about Game of Thrones. And Game of Thrones definitely rose to the top as probably, for the time it was on the air, one of my favorite or my second favorite show. But ultimately, the show I've been most excited for to see how they conclude and how it comes back is Better Call Saul. I know it's not for everybody, but I'm very excited to see how that fucking show ends. I am interested to see how they conclude the Vikings thing, even though I'm not crazy high on that. But with Game of Thrones, in the sense of being able to talk about it, because it's tough for me to want to talk about something that isn't on the air. I'm excited to talk about the prequel series, and I can always babble about Game of Thrones. It's something I definitely got thrown onto and went knee deep inside the fanboyness of it. But it's not the first thing I did that for, and it won't be the last thing. And whether it be Star Trek or whether it be professional wrestling when I was a kid with Hulk Hogan and Roddy Piper, whether it be reruns of Taxi or Cheers or something, like I get way into things and geek out on them to a certain extent, and get, start reading about them, start reading other people talking about them. And Game of Thrones is probably the last thing like that I got crazy for, but I'm very excited for Captain Picard to flex my Star Trek shit. And I'm excited for whatever the next thing, whether it's the next season of Ozarks or something or whatever. So in a sense of that was sort of a peak that got left off from like a television rating standpoint, that, yeah, there's some letdown off that. You build something up so much, but not in the sense of like, oh my God, Game of Thrones ended bad, I hate life. No. It was a TV show. TV shows are hard to end well. Forget the book series and forget the whole world and all that. Just looking at it as a television show. More shows end like shit than end good, when it really comes down to it. Aw, Devin, you're one of the best motherfuckers out there that out of nowhere and no need, because I know I'm a ridiculous motherfucker sometimes, but I definitely wholeheartedly super appreciate like your help at spreading the word and getting more people to watch me babble about stuff. And yeah, let me lick Devin's labia here for a second. But no, Devin, you're fucking amazing, man. I do appreciate your support, and I appreciate all you live motherfucking chatters that help spread the word about the silliness that we do here. There's so many people doing a lot of awesome things in a lot of awesome places. It's harder than ever for someone that doesn't hold back and says fuck every other word to gather people. So any time that any of you guys share the word with other people that might enjoy my line of bullshit, I definitely appreciate that. And Devin and Carmine, Preston and Tony and all those folks that have really helped push us out there and helped other people find us. Can't thank all you guys enough. So let me get off my hands and knees. Off? Does that mean back on? Is that a double negative? Is that proof positive? I don't know. But yeah. I haven't had a chance to watch The King, but you're the second person that's told me something decent about that, or I'm really, reading into your comment there and thinking that something's decent there. My home is babbling. Especially like today, this was a good example of I came out here with absolutely nothing to talk about. And I'm like, I don't know. 5 seconds into this, I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to talk about. I don't know what I'm going to say. I hit the brick wall of talking. I'm like, hello everybody. I don't know what to talk about. Hey Phil, why don't you talk about me? I'm not going to talk about you, Strange Voice. I'm going to talk about you, Strange Voice. It's all, and then they just all start talking. They all start talking. Why won't they stop? Oh, thank you. Welcome back. Am I ignoring the Twitch chat? I see Twitch chats. Sorry, everybody. I'm just multi-streaming. Not that I need to be. I will watch The Irishman on Netflix on November 27th. I'm excited about that movie. I'm excited to see all those actors. I don't mind prancing old actors out and all putting them in a movie. I even like the De Niro and Pacino movie that they did together, Righteous Kill, I think it was, just to see them acting on screen together. There's something about, I'm an old fogey when it comes to certain things, whether it be acting or certain musicians. I'll go out and see The Who. I'll go out and see Plant and Page when they tour. I want to see Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, fucking Joe Pesci, and the gang get back together with and put out a good product. I used to like watching when I was a kid the old Dean Martin roast, to see George Burns and Milton Berle fucking roast a drunk Dean Martin, or a fake drunk Dean Martin, depending on what you want to believe. So I really like old things, and I'm pretty much an old thing now. So I'm trying to bring back the love. Grumpy Old Men, what a fucking movie, Burgess Meredith, come on, rock. I want to stick my finger up your bumhole and make you beat that Russian. Oh, he wasn't in that movie. I don't care. In this dream sequence he is. Oh, yo, Mick, I don't know if I can beat him. Hey, Rock, you gotta crap thunder and eat pussy. Oh, yo, Adrian, I don't know. Adrian says no. I don't know where I'm going with that. It's funnier in my head than it was in practice, but it happened. And there's no going back now. We're live. So I am going to watch that. Am I going to do a recap of The Witcher? I'm at least going to watch it and give a chance to the first episode premiere. I just made up 17,000 words. I can't think of premiere. I was going to say pilot, but they aren't pilots anymore. They're premieres. So yes, I'm going to give The Witcher a shot. Game of Thrones ending sucked hard. Game of Thrones is our way of a Star Wars canon coming to an end. We need a Game of Thrones sequel trilogy. Speaking of which, I will be going to see the Star Wars movie opening night and doing a review of that right afterwards as well. But I'm actually kind of excited for The Irishman. I will like it. I want to like it. Phil, am I looking forward to Winds of Winter when it comes out? Yes. And I will be covering that in some way, shape, or form. I think that's how Joe and I are eventually going to get back into talking about Game of Thrones stuff again while we're waiting for a prequel. When Winds comes out, we're going to take it apart and actually try to learn how to read again. It's been a long time. It's been years since I've learned how to read. I had a gray beard that's since rescinded. When I'm done learning how to read, I'll have a gray beard. That's a better way of saying it. That makes more sense. But I'm excited for it, and I'm excited to talk about Game of Thrones again and find different ways to do it. It just doesn't make sense for me personally unless I am lucky enough to be joining somebody else, like joining Tony for something or joining Carmine and Preston for something. It doesn't really make a lot of sense to talk about burst Game of Thrones news for me. Maybe I'll come out if the timing works out, but until we start getting trailers and real announcements for these new series, I know the House of the Dragons or whatever, is that what it's called? Someone correct me if I'm wrong. The Targaryen series that's coming out is kind of an official announcement. But once we get a trailer for that, I'll start talking about that, and of course I'm going to review that. Also going to do the Lord of the Rings series on Amazon when that comes out. And if you haven't already, watch The Boys on Amazon. I feel like my whole life right now should just be about telling people to watch that. No, I really like that. That was a entertaining series for me. I also recently watched the Paul Rudd Netflix series where the multiplicity thing of him that happens. And it's good. I wouldn't say it's an excellent series. I say this a lot about Netflix series. There's some that are really excellent, like Ozarks, or I would say BoJack Horseman, and Stranger Things if you're into it. House on Haunted Hill, House Haunting, whatever the fuck it is. There's some good ones out there, but there's also a lot of middling ones that are just, pretty good. The Umbrella Academy with, what's her name? I'm so good with names. The redhead there from Orange is the New Black and the American Pie there. Whatever the fuck her name is. And this one with Paul Rudd, where they have a lot of really talented people working on it or in the cast. The Kaminsky method or whatever with Mike Douglas and the girl from Becker. I'm so bad with names today. And that other dude, whatever. There's some middling ones that are just kind of pretty good, and this Paul Rudd one is one of those ones. It has its moments that it's highly entertaining. It has its other stupid moments, but I generally enjoyed it. I think it's called Living with Myself. I don't necessarily I'm not. Oh, this is a thumbs up from Phil. Stick it right up your bumhole. This is in Twinkle. This is a double thumbs up your butthole. I think I might be onto something there. I've been watching. I like most people that can talk about TV and movies, or people of my generation at least. I remember very fondly watching Siskel and Ebert as I was a kid, doing reviews. So I've recently gone back and watched some of their reviews on YouTube. And the thumbs up thing is, I really have the thumbs up thing up my ass right now. So I have the thumbs up thing up my ass. So why not just move, we get the side butthole rankings. That's what we'll absolutely keep, of course. And side butthole, two thumbs up my side butthole. One thumbs up and a half, double thumbs. Okay. Yeah, I think I might be onto something disgusting, which if I'm onto something disgusting, I'm doing it right here. That's what I'm trying to do. Because I'm trying to get people to check this out. So I should be as disgusting as possible. Isn't that what you do? That's what you do, Phil. Oh, heck, Phil. That's definitely what you do. Thank you. Weird voices in my head and also on my microphone. Okay. So let me scroll down because I've neglected some chat for here. I haven't a chance to see The King. I've heard good things about it. And I will watch it. High quality Tushy play. Thank you, Timothy Targaryen. I was thinking about watching it. Check it out. It's more charming than good. Paul Rudd is, I always enjoy his performances, and he definitely is at top Paul Rudd form in it. There are some funny laugh out loud moments. There's some kind of clever playing with the concept a little bit. Is it excellent? No. Is it fun? Is it something you'll enjoy watching? I think so. So yeah. I need to watch Umbrella Academy. It's good. I definitely enjoyed it. It's another one that gets a little bit out there. The concept starts out simple. You say, oh, this is sort of, I don't know. I don't want to ruin much for it, but whatever. The base concept of it is the trailer, which understands what's happening. So slight spoiler. It's sort of Groundhog Day-ish at times. So be prepared for that concept explored. I'm finally into Peaky Blinders, and I'm loving it. I didn't in the beginning. Did you watch that show? I did not, but Joe did, and he says very positive things. I also believe that Timo is a big fan of that. Here we go. Phil is 50. What? Yeah, no, pushed in 50. Not quite there. Almost. I had someone very much go, wait a second, when I told them my age this week, and that always feels good, so that's good. Trust me, if I grow my beard out, it's all white. It looks like Santa Claus at this point. I just need to gain the weight. Did someone ask if I was playing Santa Claus? Yes, I am. I'm growing the beard out. I'm playing Santa. No, the play I'm doing, if anyone has ever seen it, is the play called I Hate Hamlet. Someone just texted me, what play are you doing? It's called I Hate Hamlet, if anyone has ever seen the play. So, yeah, I will talk more about it. But Umbrella Academy is great. I also do need to catch up on the final season of Gotham to review it for Broke. And want to do a few more movies. A few more silliness. Oh, we got Milt in the live chat. I watched The King on Netflix. Robert Pattinson was way over the top playing a French dolphin. Okay, so how do people feel about that's Edgar, right? Is that our new Batman? Is that who's going to be playing our new Bruce Wayne? Is he Bruce Wayne or is he Terry McGinnis? He seems more like a Terry McGinnis to me than a Bruce Wayne. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just so old that I look at someone like him who's younger but now reaching adulthood that he would play Bruce Wayne. So he's our new Batman, correct? Okay. So I don't know. I do have more. I think he has some acting range. I haven't seen that movie that he did with the Green Goblin. I'm so horrible with names today. I cannot think of actors' names today. That he's doing with the Green Goblin, the black and white one. I haven't seen it, but it's black and white, so it looks all artsy, and it's probably acty and stuff. So I bet he could probably be a decent Batman. I don't know. I honestly don't know how I feel about that, and I don't know. I don't like Batman's a part that can be bounced around a lot, but I think the only thing that would make me excited right now, and it's been talked about a lot, but I've been honestly talking about this since I don't usually say things like this, but rewind the tape. I've been talking about this since 2011, that Michael Keaton should come back to play old Bruce Wayne in the Batman Begins movie. I mean a Batman Beyond movie, excuse me. I would definitely love. That would probably be the only thing that would get me really excited right now. That being said, it's something I'd go and see, but I don't know. It's tough. I don't know. I feel like we don't need a new Batman movie right now. That doesn't need to happen. Stop it. Oh, should I give Jeff from hi out there, Jeff from Detroit. How you doing? Jeff, do you have a problem? Yes. What's your problem, Jeff? Hey, good to see Jeff out there babbling out there. See, Jeff, I'm not good on command there. Maybe I should play you. Jeff, we got Jeff in the live chat, who is legitly one of my shit buddies. Hi, Jeff. Hi, this is Phil. Please touch your shit buddy. Please tip your shit buddy. Please stick scented candles inside your shit buddy. That could work. Tonight. So yes. Hi, Jeff. Thank you for joining us. Hey, Lauren. Great to see Lauren in the live chat. And I put the fartsy all up your artsy, Mr. Bubba Husky. That had some alliteration there, didn't it? Okay, I need to do some stuff. I need to open up some shit. I need to open up some shit. Excuse me while I do some action. Action, Jackson. Mind and affection, because I can't multiply do things at once. Jensen Ackles would make an excellent Batman, especially after his Halloween cosplays. You're my shit buddy, Jeff. That a shit buddy is someone I would take with me. That I would take with me if I was lost in a forest. Lost in a forest, about to die, and I needed someone to watch my back during the zombie apocalypse. I would make you my shit buddy. See, Jeff, I had mentioned Jeff a couple of times before. He might join us occasionally in podcasts and be standing in the background, not saying anything, just adding soundtrack to the whole thing. In fact, I think I have a clip of Jeff playing. This is some Jeff jazz. The cool jazz. The really cool jazz. I'm sorry, man. For that time I brought you in my aunt's kitchen and some wildebeest attacked you. Okay, enough of that. Oh my goodness. It's always awkward when you know someone you know's out there. So now, if you need someone to get eaten by a zombie when you run, you mean absolutely, because you'd be absolutely delicious. Jeff, I want to ask you a question now that you're in the live motherfucking chat. The Star Wars Episode 9. You are probably one of the most excited Star Wars fans out there. Are you excited for Episode 9? Has all the shit got you hyped for this movie, or is it more that you're just ready for this trilogy to be over with? How excited are you? No, that's not Jeff playing. You can be my buddy. You can be my achoo. You can be my buddy. short hair. If you need someone to get, yes, I don't always guarantee it, but when I do, I guarantee Joe will be like Jason Momoa, Matt on Star Wars Super Matt. Yeah, and that's kind of where I'm at with it too. I'm excited, but they better not fuck it up. I'm wondering if they have enough time in this upcoming movie to not fuck it up and make it good and conclusive. I'm just very curious about this. I can't wait to maybe I can get you out on here to talk about it when it comes out and we can do a review. I'm going to see it on that Thursday night, so maybe I can get you out here that weekend to have a conversation about it. I'm excited. Star Wars is still around. Palpatine's granddaughter saved you 3 hours. Someone said Supernatural. Which one is the ugly one? Which is the short one? Hell, that old bat. So I'm very awkward about the new Batman movie with Robert Pattinson. I'm not a huge fan of his in stuff I've seen, but I do understand that he has skills. He has acting ability, and he could bring something interesting. But I feel like I don't really need a new Batman right now. I feel like there's enough place in my heart for all the Batman that are there, and we need to kind of put pause on that for a little while. The Mandalorian does have more potential, and I think in that sort of context where they can explore it more in a unique way, similar to the way Knights of the Old Republic did from a video game standpoint, and being in sort of an environment where you can play with the world a bit more and have more choices. I think definitely I'm more looking forward to The Mandalorian than I am any of the upcoming movies or trilogies that might arrive. He's like wet cardboard on screen, Timothy Targaryen. So far in everything I've seen, right? I mean, again, I'll take into account that I haven't seen everything he has done. I don't know his skill set completely. He could surprise me. I just feel underwhelmed with the whole concept of another Batman movie. That being said, I was underwhelmed with the idea and the concept of new Spider-Man movie after the third Tobey movie into the 2 horrible Andrew Garfield ones, and I was incredibly surprised by how much I've loved all the Tom Holland Spider-Man stuff. Like that's very much excited me in a way that I wasn't expecting. So maybe they'll do that for me with Batman too. I'm just not confident as much in the people making the films as I am in the actor, because I think that's less important in a stylized universe type thing like a Batman movie. I think it's more important. The reason why I like 2.5 of the Christopher Nolan ones is because I like Christopher Nolan movies. The reason why I like the 2 Tim Burton ones are because I enjoy Tim Burton movies for the most part, as long as Johnny Depp isn't in them. Or I mean I like Edward Scissorhands as long as it's not later Johnny Depp in them. But for the most part, even that I can appreciate the stylistic aspects of it. And whereas I didn't like any of the appearances Batman had in the DC Universe stuff because I don't like what's his name. I didn't really love 300. I don't really like his editing style and the way he puts films together. I didn't like Man of Steel. I don't really like Zach. What the fuck's his name? I can't do names today. So I think I didn't like those movies, not even because Ben Affleck was Batman, because I didn't necessarily like how they were directed and framed. So I think it's more about who is controlling the whole big production than the actor himself playing Batman or any of the individual characters. Because I think it is an interesting enough world, and I'm just talking about the Batman world, that can be explored in really dark, unique ways. And there's a lot of open stories. I still feel like a Riddler story hasn't been correctly shown on screen in a way that it could be creepy and fun, unless you go back to the original Batman movie with Adam West, with that Riddler who kicked some serious ass. Santovia, great to see you. When it comes to Batman, don't give credit to Joel Schumacher. You notice how I skipped talking about that one? Because I think anything that was good about Batman Forever was probably remnants of still ideas that the Burton universe kind of was trying to work around. So there's some remnants good in that movie, and I think there's 1 or 2 good moments. Specifically, I don't necessarily think he is the Riddler, but I enjoy Jim Carrey's performance in an over-the-top, inspired from the 60s show sort of way. And I think Nicole Kidman's hot in it, and Val Kilmer looks kind of cool sometimes. But I think for the most part, it's what Schumacher didn't fuck up in that movie. I think once he had the devices to himself, Batman and Robin's a horrible, fucking disgusting abortion of a movie. And I think the movie that he wanted to do after that, the sequel to that, which he says would have been his way of fixing it, and every way I hear it described sounds like shit too. So fuck him. He's made the worst Batman movies of the whole crew. I am not reviewing The Walking Dead tonight, unfortunately, Joanna. Joe is sick right now. We're not sick. He's on injured reserve for a little while, and he can't do the podcast. So me and him are putting The Walking Dead on hiatus, and we're going to talk about the whole season when it's over, kind of touching on every episode, do one long podcast, which between you and me will have better results for Crazy Joe Rant rather than talking about it every week, because he's getting apathetic about it right now, where he's just like, I don't even want to talk about this right now. And he's also feeling kind of yucky. So I'm going to try to push this off and binge watch it with him and talk about it at the end of the season, or maybe talk about the season up until the mid-season finale and then talk about the mid-season finale live or something. We'll talk between each other, and I'll see where he is feeling-wise, health-wise at the moment. And once he's back into action, we'll get back into Walking Dead action. That doesn't mean I'm not going to be here, but I don't want to talk about The Walking Dead alone right now. And if I have a guest host, if I invite David in, for instance, The Walking David, which will definitely be a guest appearance coming up soon, I don't want to talk about The Walking Dead with David. I'd rather talk about anything with David rather than The Walking Dead. I have some other fun thoughts for podcasts to do with David, and it doesn't involve us having to watch The Walking Dead and make up good things. So I will have some guest hosts, but we'll deal with a lot more. You guys are gonna have to deal with a lot more of my silly podcasts. Like today, I was gonna do a ranking of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. That didn't happen, but I will do that at some point. Yeah, everyone send Joe some love and wish him some good health. He's going to be 100% okay, but it's a little bit of a pain in the ass situation that I'll let him talk about more when he's back on the air if he wants to. But he's doing all right. He's doing good. But I'm giving him a break right now to get himself back to 100%. Joe Schumacher fucked up Freeze. Everything Freeze. If you want to see a good Freeze story, and I know, Antoine, you probably know this, but if you've only seen Schwarzenegger's Mr. Freeze, I highly recommend checking out some of the Tim-verse Mr. Freeze episode. I think it's called Heart of Ice, I believe it's called, part 1, part 2. It shows you what should be Mr. Freeze, and that someone like Patrick Stewart should have played him, not Arnold Schwarzenegger. I think if you had done a really deep Mr. Freeze, there are a lot of really great actors that could have played him. And Schwarzenegger, I'm all for a good Schwarzenegger film. Don't get me wrong. That's the best mindfuck yet, Cole Hagen. Get them to the chopper now. Remember when I said I'd kill you last? I lied. See you at the party, pal. I mean, I could do that all day. I love a good Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. And I think him cast in the right spot, I think he could have been an interesting character in a Batman sense, or in an alternate universe, he could have been a very fun Colossus in an X-Men movie. Like, why didn't they get Schwarzenegger's voice to do that in Deadpool 2 with Colossus, or was that Deadpool 1? Whichever one. But that being said, I don't think he is the correct casting for Mr. Freeze, and I do not think it works at all. I think he took that because he wanted to be the highest paid actor of all time in that moment. There's one of these YouTube series that's, it's like GQ or some fucking shit like that. But they do this interesting thing where they sit down an actor and they have them talk about their favorite movie roles that they've done. Some interesting ones with some interesting actors. And they do one with Schwarzenegger. And when he gets to talk about Batman and Robin, he specifically says several times about that, or at least twice, that he did it mainly because he wanted to be the highest paid actor at the time. The highest paid action actor at the time. And he got offered some disgusting amount of money for it. So, yeah. Fuck. Just bad casting. I am going to be talking about the final season of Vikings. Hopefully Joe will be joining me for some of that. But again, that will be a show that I'm not sure if I'm going to be talking about the whole season or week to week or every few episodes talking about that. I have to see how the timing works out for when it airs and what's going on work-wise. But I will 100% be covering in some way the final season of Vikings. There's not a chance that's not happening. I followed this show for a long time, and I'm not as annoyed with it as some people are in this final season. Final seasons with the kids being in charge. I just don't think it will never ever quite be on the level as it was with someone like Travis Fimmel and the way he brought to the Ragnar part from a television standpoint. But from an interesting standpoint, I think the show still has merit and still has its moments of entertainment value, especially with in this final season. I'm very curious to see what they throw at the wall here. About what's the difference between Poison Ivy and Joel Schumacher's Batman and Gotham show is at least it was played by one person. They just kept changing Poison Ivy every season. They cast another person. So they eventually landed on Roger's secretary wife from Mad Men. She was the final Poison Ivy, I believe. Yeah, get well dirty. Get well dirty. Has any Star Wars leaks make me excited again? Just wish they had more time to fix the movie. But David does awesome impressions. No, we'll get David on. Absolutely. During this break with Joe, I'm going to get David on. We'll probably talk about The Walking Dead. And it might be on a Sunday night as well. Sunday nights are actually good nights for me here. But I don't want to force us to have to watch the episode. I wouldn't mind coming out here to do a Sunday night stream with David and talk about his feelings of The Walking Dead up until this point. Finally do our Back to the Future 2 review. Back to the Future 3 review. And then just bullshit about comics and sitcoms and the usual shit that we do and take some calls and make David do some impressions. So I guess that's all I mean. I'll still be making reference to episodes of The Walking Dead as I will be watching it in general week to week. And we'll still be doing podcasts once a week, or I'm going to make sure I get out here once a week. And to our patrons, I'm going to be getting out there again once a month to you guys, to give you guys a special podcast, some special announcements, and more behind the scenes coverage of my silly theater stuff for those interested in such things. So gonna keep pushing. The next couple months are gonna be a little bit more hectic, as I said, with doing theater stuff. But I'm still gonna make sure I come out here as much as possible with some silly streams and some fun guests. So yes, dum bum 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 bum. Star Wars is dead. But I'm speaking of Star Wars, Star Trek. I'm very excited about Picard. Also, for those of you that are fans of it, the first half of the final season of Bojack Horseman was released. I'm not sure if they announced that it was going to be split in 2 parts, but it really kind of surprised me at the end of the season when I'm like, oh my goodness, there's only 8 episodes left of this show. And then they do the final episode, and then they flash final episodes will be in December. I've talked about this before, but I'm a huge fan of this from a dramatic standpoint, also just from a comedic standpoint. Cartoons and comedies are hit or miss for a lot of people. Some people are going to like ones, some people aren't going to like ones. For whatever reason, maybe because of my mental health state, because of my perception and internal monologue, because my extreme love of Arrested Development and Breaking Bad, I lobbed right onto Bojack Horseman with both nuts pressed up against the glass and sucking through the window there. As I say about a show like Breaking Bad or a show like The Ozarks was the word I was trying to think of. Some shows I feel like are designed just for me. Ozarks is an example of a show I feel like that show is designed for me. I understand it's an excellently put together show, and I can talk about the awesome parts of it. But when I watch it, I think the show creators were thinking about me when they made this. I love this. And I feel the same way about Bojack. When I'm watching it, it really captures me. And I understand that, again, it's not I say this a lot, not a show for everyone, especially with animated stuff where there's a lot of really good choices for your animated adult-like content, with shows that examine and play with drama and play with real-life situations mixed with the comedy. But something about Bojack, I feel like it's the most true look at mental health out there on television in the way it really examines it and has these interesting characters symbolize these different parts of the human psyche and has it all meshed together in this warped, fucked up world that in some ways reminds me a little bit of the Ticks world, of the cartoon Tick world, where everything is just fucked up, but no one really talks about how fucked up it is with the animals living with the humans. And there's something this past season, I'm not going to spoil a lot, where they're at a football game, and during the game, instead of it being a mascot of an animal, it's a mascot of a giant baby human drinking poison. Like, and someone's like, "That humans aren't like that." Are you sure? And I can't explain it, but I'm really invested in this show more than I am invested in a lot of live action stuff in the dramatic kind of through line of the show and what's going to happen to our character at the end of all of this. I think Will Arnett, who has a habit of getting stuck into Job, and again, I'm a huge Arrested Development fan. I followed it all the way through the Netflix stuff. And even to the fact where people that don't know this, there was that season that they got back together to film, where they were all in different places. They went back and refilmed that when they got back together and refilmed those episodes so that they're in the same places. And it's almost a completely different watching experience. That being said, I get people can run off with comedies and be like, I'm done with this show. I'm done with the antics, so to speak. But I followed it all the way through. And I love Will Arnett as Job. But the actor gets into the habit of playing Job in everything he's in. You see him in there, whether it's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, whether it's that sitcom he was with Christina Applegate, whether it's whatever little bit movie role that he pops in. For the most part, I see and feel Job. I know a cartoon helps this. But when I listen to Bojack, I never think of Job. And when I hear his voice in, Sorry, Not Sorry commercials, I don't think of Job anymore. I think of Bojack. So, and Aaron Paul playing Todd delivers a very fun, stupid, affable character. And one of my celebrity crushes, Alison Brie, does a big voice on that as well. So maybe that's why I'm a little partial to it. Paul F. Tompkins kills it. Patton Oswalt's all over the place. J.K. Simmons does a lot of voices on it as well, or some of the group. But they also, Weird Al Yankovic does a voice on it. He plays Paul F. Tompkins' brother. And there's a lot of actors that they have come in. They beat the shit out of Jessica Biel in an episode, and you look in the credits, and Jessica Biel's doing her own voice. So I appreciate that kind of stuff. And from a comedic standpoint, the show never ceases to make me at least giggle. But mainly, the biggest emotion it makes me go is, oh my fucking God, that's my life. That I can relate to too much of it sometimes, especially the relationship Bojack has with his mother. And kind of Bojack's inner monologue that happens in season 4, episode 6, I believe, where you're a big, stupid fucking asshole, where you constantly hear an inner monologue. So I could wax poetically more about this show, but again, it's one I could not suggest high enough if you're a fan of Aaron Paul and Will Arnett. I would say those are your 2 entry points. If you're looking for a new animated thing and you haven't never really given it a shot, and you like Will Arnett and you like Aaron Paul, watch it. Do not watch the fucking edited version that are on television sometimes. Fucking pirate that shit or steal Netflix or buy Netflix and watch the unedited versions of it. Always look in the backgrounds too. It always has some funny jokes going on in the background. So there we go. Rick and Morty is a show I've heard. This is people going to fucking slap their television dicks across my face right now. Is a show I've heard nothing but amazing things for. And I know I'm going to love it when I watch it. And I've held out for whatever reason. And I'm going to binge watch the whole fucking thing someday. It's not a show I have avoided because I don't think I'm going to love it. But everyone that I care about or respect their television opinion tells me, you are going to love this fucking show. And I know I'm going to love it. It's just one of those shows when I recap and watch so many things live and when they're on, and I have so many bad shows that I watch too, that I have to watch live when they're on. I feel like I want to save something for when I'm going to be sick in bed for a couple months and just have to binge watch something that I've never watched. And that show is going to be right up there. I have a feeling it's going to fit in very perfectly in my mind with some of my favorite animated series, Futurama, BoJack Horseman, Rick and Morty. I'm feeling it's just going. It feels like it makes sense in that group. Oh, thank you, OTDA. Star Trek Deep Space Nine and Next Generation are the best. I think they're the best series that are produced so far right now. I'm very curious to see what happens with Picard. I have a lot of high hopes, but I'm trying not to get too high of expectations for that. But I agree that Voyager has some good episodes. Enterprise, I would say Voyager has a few good arcs. Enterprise has a few good episodes. Same with Discovery. People can hate on it. It has some good episodes and some decent arcs. But if we're looking at complete series, Deep Space Nine and Star Trek: The Next Generation, beginning to end, they still have dud episodes, but I'd say both series beginning to end, except for maybe the very beginning of Next Generation, is quality Star Trek. If you're into Star Trek. Voyager, I know Voyager fans are out there. I know you're out there, but you're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. Voyager's okay. It's okay. It's decent. But the cast does not have the chemistry that the other two casts have if we're going to that prime thing. There are moments where people do, but there's just... You can't tell me a character like Chakotay is an interesting character. Or B'Elanna or whatever. There's some moments, Seven of Nine's interesting. Kate Mulgrove as Janeway is an interesting character, is a good parallel character. I find the Doctor interesting. I know everyone doesn't find the Doctor interesting, but I do. I like his storylines. But the majority, Tom Paris can bore anybody. That other dude that I'm not even thinking of his name. Like all the rest of them are just like bleh. Cass when she was on. Fucking Neelix is the fucking spawn of fucking douchebaggery and the character that doesn't work. Where Quark works and Whoopi works, Neelix does not work. So I don't know. I don't want to bash too much Voyager here. There's times and places for that. Star Trek streams are coming with Picard coming up soon. So the bashing of Voyager will commence pretty soon. Picard is going to realize drinking Earl Grey tea is what drinks. Oh my goodness. Batwoman and Supergirl are woke. Even my 7-year-old walk away from them. STE York, great to see you, buddy. Great to see you in the live fucking stream. And I think you said earlier that you're going to be doing a live stream later today in a few hours. So make sure people check that out. I think you said it will be your first live stream. Congratulations. Hope you have some fun. Make sure just to keep going. If you get paused and you have one of those, just keep going. Just make something up. Talk about Night Court. One of those weird things about Night Court is that as great of a show as it was able to kind of connect in a really over-the-top kind of fun way, but then also have some, good moments of real work and real depth. And I think that's part of Harry Anderson and John Larroquette being extremely talented individuals that could add a lot more levels to their work beyond just the base comedy. I think the other cool thing about Night Court is so many of the casts worked. It had so many cast shakeups, whether from the beginning where they had what's her name from Saturday Night Live playing that part, and they eventually replaced it with that guy Mac, to the myriad of defense attorneys that they had before they finally settled on Maggie Post. Ooh, Maggie Post. Or the mix-ups that they had with the second bailiff, or the mix-ups, the passing away. At first, they had that wonderful, excellent actress who's I always forget her name, but both actresses were great. But the original bailiff was she was just very funny, had a great chemistry with Bull. Then they replaced her with another older woman who died again the next year, which eventually replacing with Marsha Warfield, who was also extremely amazing, and then almost created the renaissance of that show. Speaking of how does that connect to anything, Brent Spiner was on that show, and not playing Data, possibly playing Data. He could have played Data. He's always Data. So yes, if you haven't watched it, I highly recommend Night Court. It's aged better than a lot of those older sitcoms. And it has one of the coolest theme songs ever. Night Court. I highly recommend it. So everybody, I don't know. I have a lot more I could babble about. I have a lot more things I could say. But I did want to come out here and make sure I had a little bit of a discussion here. Even if these aren't the highest rated or appeared streams because I'm just babbling about nothing. And usually it's better to have a topic listed out in the video to just get eye traffic coming through. I still like it that so many of you pop on in to say hello on these live ridiculosity streams and at least allow me to give you anxiety temporarily. Because really, that's what it is. When I don't know what I'm talking about, I'm going left, right, I don't know, up, down, BA, select, start, all over the place. I'm transitioning my anxiety onto you. And I appreciate more than ever you guys listening. Watch The King and let's talk. I definitely want to watch The King. It's on my list. I've heard good things about it. I'm catching up on a few things right now, television-wise, but I definitely need some new shows. So The King is something I will check out because I've heard, again, from multiple places that it's good. DJ, great to see DJ in the live chat. Yeah, Night Court rocked. I think in a lot of ways, as I mentioned, I think some of those shows have aged poorly. And I think Night Court, compared to some of them, has aged a little bit better. And the comedy still works. John Larroquette eats up scenery really amazingly. The sight gags work well too with Bull and Harry, which I think is a interesting side note to Night Court, that Harry Anderson was actually taller than the actor that played Bull, Richard Mall, I believe his name is. So they had to shoot Harry always sitting down or bending at the knees to make him seem shorter than he actually was. Some tactics are also used with Tom Cruise to make him look taller in movies. It's funny, I was reading a little bit about, or watching something about, the potential sequels that they were going to do to Freddy vs. Jason to include Ash into that. So it was good in a series of comics that exist that are sort of a sequel from the end of Freddy vs. Jason that include Ash from Evil Dead into it. It's like Freddy vs. Jason versus Ash. Looked very interesting to me and something I want to get and check it out. WKRP in Cincinnati was something I loved when I was a kid. And I followed that main actor. Wasn't the main actor of that eventually the first teacher on Head of the Class? Which I think is how I found out about watching WKRP in Cincinnati. Also watched Welcome Back, Kotter. Welcome, Kotter. Welcome, Kotter. And I think in some ways, some of those older ones aged better than the random 80s ones, because it has a very classic feel to them. Oh, I think I'm getting a pimple on the tip of my nose just in time for the holiday season to play Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Yay. Yeah, it says Jason is a Deadite, which is really interesting to me. And the book is in one of the movies, or is the book in that movie or something? I was reading something about it, and I was surprised at how much it was connected and how they were leaving crumbs of bread for a sequel bringing Ash in there. That would have been fucking amazing. Sanford and Son, yep. Oh, I was speaking earlier about one of those celebrity roasts, and I was watching the one with the Dean Martin celebrity roast of Frank Sinatra when he came out of his first retirement. And Red Fox was there, and he just killed it. He was fucking hilarious as shit. MASH is a great show that I cannot say anything bad about. I can say this about MASH, that at the time when I was a kid, I didn't dig it as much as I dig some other shows that I was kind of forced to watch. And so MASH became, in a sense, my grandmother's show, and my mother's show, where Cheers became my show, if that makes sense. That being said, I used to watch The Honeymooners and I Love Lucy all the time. I recently rewatched The Honeymooners. It will be Freddy's sister versus Jason's mom. I'm just listing off random things. DJ, this is my long goodbye. I'm like, this is me saying goodbye, so I'm just talking about giving about 1 million lists right now of best movies. MASH does still hold up. And that's what I was going to say. Watching in more recent years, I appreciate MASH a lot more than I did when I was a kid. The way they filmed it, especially the visual aspect of it, looks very much time capsule-y, so it makes it last. Similar to Happy Days. When you watch Happy Days, it looks old, even older than it is, so it still holds up. Where I think if you watch if you watch like Family Ties or something, which still is an excellent cast, fun stuff by Michael J. Fox in that show, it doesn't quite hold up visually and kind of hurts your eyes watching it in a way that, for me anyways, watching The Honeymooners or even some of the earlier ones like Taxi or Cheers, where they filmed it on film stock, it hold up a lot better. I almost compare it similar to, I can play Nintendo and Super Nintendo games, but when I try to play most at 64 games, they don't hold so much nostalgia. It wasn't even because of how old I was. It's the polygons and stuff that you compare it more to the modern games, where if you play 16-bit or 8-bit games, it can kind of hold its nostalgia because that look, and I would even go to 8-bit games with Atari games, is just more iconic and holds more weight. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Okay, everybody. I am going to take off right now and let all of you guys go and have a very fun Sunday. So, yes, I will not be on this evening to talk about The Walking Dead. Joe is sick. He's on break. I'm going to leave this up for a while as a live silly stream. And as I mentioned to some of our patrons, I'll be doing some behind-the-scenes play coverage for my play that I start on Tuesday. Maybe just some quick rants about rehearsals and about the process, showing you some fun stuff I'm going to be doing. And also, I will be back either sometime this week or next Sunday for another stream of some sort. Next week, then when I come on, I'll have a little bit more of a basic topic. Maybe I'll do my favorite Nightmare on Elm Street movies or something like that, as I've been threatening to do, a ranking order or some fucked up shit like that, or I'll watch something in between then and now and that I'll talk about, or talk about a movie or something. I could talk about It Too, I just watched. We're going to talk about the Gilmore Girls live at Phil tonight. Fuck yes. I could do that. I could talk to Gilmore Girls. But if you haven't already and you enjoyed this live stream, please hit the like button, please hit the subscribe button. If you're on Twitch, thank you so much for checking this out. I do see we got Broke, we got Checkmate. We have some folks popping on in there. I appreciate that. This experiment seems to work all right. I can multi-stream. Also, everybody, I want to say huge thanks to all the people out there that have been supporting us and showing us love. All our patrons that continue to support us every month. Love you guys so fucking much. Love all the live motherfucking chat. Sending some love to Joe Dirty Locks. Lots of love to Devin. Lots of love to Preston and Carmine, who were nice enough to have me on the podcast last week. And rumor has it I'll be popping in occasionally more, and they might be joining us for a live stream coming up at some point soon. Yeah, I said it. It's happening. So huge thanks to all of you guys. And if you haven't already, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share the channel with a friend. Help spread the word. Help pass it on. Pass it on like it's a sickness in the wintertime. Kiss somebody and give them a little bit of issues, guy. You can do it. It feels good. It feels good to give. It's tougher than ever to find more people to come check things out. So please, the only way we get there is through your help. So thank you, everybody. I'll be back next time.